Hello, welcome to Gmg Hangout. My name is Tayo. Today I just want to deal on some sort of impromptu kind of line of thought of some Nigerians living in the diaspora. Some would say, why do I have to go to Nigeria? Nigeria is not the place for me anymore. After all, I am here. The here is one country outside of Nigeria in the diaspora, most preferably one of the Western countries. And some will say, I don't feel like I need to be doing anything now because of the situation in Nigeria. Again, when you look at the reasons that Nigerians give with respect to what they want to do or what they don't want to do in Nigeria, you just have to respect their lines of thought, because I believe very strongly, even I or you yourself, if you want to come to a kind of informed decision, you don't just say, this is what I will do. No, you kind of reflect on what it is you say you will not do. Then you think about the pros and cons of it. If you end up believing that there are more cons than there is the pros, and you're able to justify your position with respect to the decision you're going to take after much reflection, then nobody can challenge you on that, because it's your own personal decision. In the UK, right, say in England, there is this act which is called the Mental Capacity Act of 2005. It is the particular act that is used when there is doubt, around the capacity of any individual to make a particular choice. And when we talk about mental capacity here, mental capacity is not just a generic term. No. If you wanted to do a mental capacity on someone, it has got to be a specific decision you want to make. For instance, someone earns money, whether by working, whether through benefits, especially benefits. Let's use that as a very good example. And then the money is spent in a way you probably will believe that doesn't make sense. And what that means by you believing that the way the other person is spending his or her money is not making sense is because you are personalizing that behavior to yourself. You have some values, you have some beliefs within yourself that if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't spend it that way. But that person opts to, decides to, chooses to spend the way he or she likes to just do it. So if you came on board and then you say that person hasn't got the capacity when it comes to spending his or her money, the law may be looking at you and saying you are making a very big mistake, and that is wrong. All right? Now, that is what that mental capacity is there for. And that same Mental Capacity Act of 2005 says everybody has a right to make foolish decision. So if Mr. A or Mr. Blog has an income of £10 to spend within the hour, and this £10, what someone else who believes he or she is reasonable will probably spend it on something that would provide meal in the house, warmth in the house, water in the house, the essentials. But this guy decides to spend his or her £10 on drinks. All right? And you come on the scene and then you make the judgment like, oh, this person hasn't got the capacity because he or she is just spending that £10 on drink or whatever. The point is, you are wrong up to that moment. You may be having your doubts, you may be having your suspicion. Remember, the Mental Capacity Act allows for people to make wrong choices, foolish decisions, all right, and still be deemed to have that capacity to continue doing what they're doing. But if you have some elements of doubt in that, then you have to prove it. And the only way you can prove it is by carrying out a mental capacity assessment. Okay, you carry out a mental capacity assessment, and the outcome of that is where we then determine whether that person has capacity or not. And even if you did that, if the individual so wishes, he or she can still challenge your mental capacity assessment. And if an independent person then comes in and then gives a different opinion that this person has mental capacity to spend the money in whatsoever way he or she wishes, albeit foolishly, unwisely, but that does not mean he or she does not have mental capacity. So we have a clash of opinions there. You are saying that individual hasn't. Another independent person is saying that individual hasn't. Then if it goes to court, obviously another independent person will have to come in. Another professional will have to come in to come and do another mental capacity assessment. Then the decision will be based on that. So the third one is either going to be, yes, this individual has mental capacity, or no. So if it is yes, then you've lost. If it is no, then that means your subjection at the very beginning was correct. So that is all about people making choices. We all make choices, sometimes our choices can be wrong, can be foolish, So that is the way it is. Now, I was talking about some Nigerians say, no, I can never go to Nigeria. I can never go to Nigeria and put my money there. I can never go to Nigeria and invest. I can never go to Nigeria and buy myself a piece of land. I can never go to Nigeria and build a house. I can never go to Nigeria and buy a house. I can never go to Nigeria and invest. And they'll give you the reasons. They will give you their reasons. All right? Like a kind of random question I sent out to a WhatsApp group that I belong to. They came up with 4 reasons why they will not invest in Nigeria. Meaning, before they will start investing in Nigeria, those 4 conditions need to be met. And one of them is they can't trust people. Some even say they can't trust their family, their parents, their mom, their dad, their brothers and sisters. That's how bad it is. Talk less of trusting businesses or organizations in Nigeria. That's one reason. Another reason they provided was there is no electricity supply in Nigeria. That is why we have a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon of getting themselves generators. So almost every Nigerian now is now a power supplier to himself, herself, or their family. Another one they gave was no water supply. All right. Now again, most Nigerians are becoming the water supplier to themselves, their family, their household, and some are even wise. They are selling this to those people who cannot afford the borehole. You understand? So they sell the water to them. Then another reason they gave, which is very, very, very poignant here, all right, is all about security. So if I was to sit down with all those people providing all those answers and they give me those reasons, I go to Nigeria a lot, okay, and And what we read on the newspapers, what we hear in the news and everything, they all center around those four major things. And I think this subject is going to be something that I would like to have a talk on in the future. But for now, let's just leave it at those 4 points, reasons why some Nigerians are very hesitant in investing in Nigeria. I respect their opinion, and I'm sure you too, you would respect their views, because the reasons they have provided is very cogent. It is. So there's no way I'm going to stand up and then say I want to force them. I want to do a sort of enforcement on them so that they can have a change of mindset just like that. Remember, you can never change anybody's mind unless he or she decides to change his or mine. All right? Decision is always an individual's. If I decide I'm never going to drive a car, nobody is going to ever force me to drive a car. Because in the first case, I won't even learn how to do it. Then if I'm put in the car, like whether you like it or not, by hook or crook, you must drive. Then I'll crash the car as many times as possible. Then you get fed up, and then you just let go. So always remember, it's only the individual that can actually change his or mind or make a decision that they believe is in the best interest. All right, in their own best interest. Now, instead of using somebody from the diaspora as an example, in this subject matter of I'm not going to buy a house in Nigeria, this is something that happened around about 3 months ago when I was in Nigeria. And this person I'm talking about rents a property that I'm aware of. And we just got talking, all right? And this guy told me he would never, ever own a property. So in other words, if you asked him to buy, the answer is no. If you asked him to build, the answer is no. Buy him to buy a piece of land, the answer is no. Why? I remember taking notes. These are the reasons that this gentleman provided to me. He said, I am in a well-paying job. I earn more than what an average Nigerian would earn. And when he told me the amount of money he was earning per month, well, I respected him again. And I thought, if someone earns that kind of money over 12 months, it's going to be so much million of naira. And if this is the amount of money he pays in rent, all right, he will still have much surplus. Then he cited another reason. He said where he works, he's got prospects there. So the managerial position is holding. He's got the prospect to even become a director someday. And this guy is, man, he's working seriously towards that. And he was working from home. He would tell me sometimes he's still working to like 12, 1 a.m. And the thing is, for you to achieve your life's ambition, you must put in a lot of effort into it, so that people around you will know, yes, you're actually dedicated to what you're doing. And I don't know where his office is. I've not been to his office. I've not sat down with him in his office. I've not even sat down with him in his house. So everything is just based on what he said. And using his body language and the way he was expressing himself, I felt I could believe all the stuff he was saying, because they were all making sense. And somebody doing what he's doing, earning what he's earning, will probably be speaking in the same way he was speaking. Then he said he's comfortable. Yes, that's why a lot of people when we are in a comfort zone, we always fear leaving that comfort zone to step out into the unknown, because the fear is always there. If I step out and go into the unknown, what's going to happen to me? Would my situation change for the worse? Would my position change for the worse? This will be the kind of questions that will be going on in your minds. So we'd rather just stay in one place, doing the same thing, not changing, not moving on, because we are afraid of stepping outside and facing the unknown. Then it says, owning a house or building a house, letting it out, or even living in it, it's like he would have to be taking a lot of responsibility which he hasn't got the time for, and he's not even ready for that. I thought about that. But where you live, where you pay the rent, you still take responsibility anyway. Yes, you have a pay-as-you-go meter. If your meter runs out, you still have to take that responsibility of going to recharge your card and credit it with additional funds for you to insert into the meter for your electricity to continue. So I told him I disagreed a little bit. Maybe he needed to explain the sort of responsibilities he was not ready to take. All right? But we just split it 50-50. I disagreed with him. He agreed with my disagreement. So we decided, let's move forward. Then he said he's got life protection. That means he's got life protection insurance. Smart people do that. But the thing is, if you are going to die, you're going to die anyway. But if you took a life protection insurance, you are not taking a life insurance protection to protect yourself. You are taking it because you want to protect your family in case something happens, then the breadwinner disappears through death, so the people you leave behind will have something to fall back on. I agreed with him. Then he said he's got work protection, that is occupational protection in terms of another insurance, meaning if he lost his job, his insurance will pay him some benefits. And I asked him how long would that benefit be for, because I don't think an insurance company will pay you occupational insurance benefit endlessly. There has to be a time. It will be pegged to a time. You understand? So I told him making that decision is a very, very wise and intelligent one. But if he considered it further, like what is the time frame, the window that he would or could continue receiving the occupational insurance benefit, would it be there endlessly, or is time limited? If it is time limited, and within the time limitation, that is when there is a serious economical crash all over the world or in that particular country, and jobs are being taken away from people, meaning those who have will be hanging on to their work by the teeth of their skin, by the skin of their teeth, sorry. You understand? And he finds it difficult to secure another job, then what happens thereafter? And I think that gave him a food for thought. Then I felt it was my time now, to really come out and say some few things. I told him he's in a very great position. And I told him, you also must be lucky if you have a job that you can even guarantee yourself that you feel secured in, and you earn as much as you say you do. And I also told him he's made a very positive decision by being positively looking towards the future, meaning nothing can happen. And that his decision also shows somebody who has actually planned well for the future, and that he's actually, to me, seemed to have ticked all the boxes. He's thought about everything. Then somewhere along the line, I just threw in a little bit of smack on the side of my face, and he asked me, "So why are you doing that? Why are you smacking?" And he said, "Well," and I give that smile again, like, "Okay, have you thought about becoming ill?" He said, "Well, I have an insurance on that as well. It will take care of it." All right. Insurance will pay you X amount. And insurance is not generic in nature. Insurance targets specific things. Just like the mental capacity assessment I said, that is task specific. So insurance is also very specific. Okay, we're insuring you against cancer. We're insuring you if you're a footballer, if you broke your foot, or you broke your leg, this is how much we're going to pay for it. So if instead of breaking your leg, you broke your arm, and you haven't got an insurance to cover your broken arm, that insurance is as useless as anything. So I told him, if we've read of a lot of people who became very ill, and they used a lot of their money, a lot of their assets to try and get better. Some even died in the process because they completely ran out of money and had to be relying on asking people to help them out. No matter how much you have, trust me, may God not bring an illness that will be beyond you to manage. I also referred him to some of the people that we've read about online, especially our brothers and sisters in the Nollywood industry who are really raising the banner of Nigeria, and they have made Nigeria to become a country to be reckoned with when it comes to the movie industry. And I believe there's Nollywood, there's Bollywood, then there's Nollywood. But even despite all the strength, all the great things that these guys have done to their motherland or fatherland, some of them still fell ill, and they spent all that they had. Some will even go to the state government to seek for help. Those are the kind of illnesses that I pray that no one experiences in life. So when I cited these examples to him, and I think that gave him even a more higher level of seriousness in terms of his food for thought. And what he said was this simply, "Oh, I never thought about it this way." And I said that's why the Nigerian adages say 2 heads, 3 heads are better than one. Now that this head has been added to your head and we've been able to talk about all these issues, now you see the need for you to seriously consider the fact of owning a house. That he didn't have to go looking for a 10-bedroom, 15-bedroom mansion. No. A bungalow is just good enough. If you have 3 children, at the time he has 1. He and his wife have 1. And I asked, how many more children do you think you have? He said the maximum they can have, they will have, or they plan to have, is 3. So if 3 children, yourself and your wife, you have a 4-bedroom bungalow, 1 for you, and 1 room for each of the children. All right. That is not massive. It is a bungalow. And even if the children grow and they matured and they get married and go their different ways, because virtually that's going to happen, you will still then be left with 3 huge, massive bedrooms And it will get to a point that probably you can't even cope with having all those 3 bedrooms there. But having it in the first instance, if an illness should happen, you see, when you have a roof over your head, that is one of the biggest issues that has been addressed. Because no matter what happens, no landlord or landlady is going to knock on your door like, oh God, day, right, your rent is due, you've not paid, yeah, you need to pay, and all this stuff. Adding more stress, adding more depression to the lives of this individual. But if you had your own home, that is going to be taken away, and that is the biggest issue. That once that is dealt with, then moving on in life is much easier. I told him I could easily have kept quiet. I told him, oh, you prefer renting, that's fine. Ah, that's good, well done. At least somebody is going to be earning from you for as long as you are still alive. You understand? For as long as you are able to work and be able to continue earning. But I felt I needed to do my own bit. So when I say that, I felt I'd actually made a difference in the life of that individual. Then some people will tell you they can't build a house because they haven't got money. I'm going to talk about a product here. That product is known as HomeVest. When it came out, there was a Bejileke Phase 1, a Bejileke Phase 2. There was Lead Avenue in Mowe. There's a Wiri Asaba, 2 in Abuja, Ilori, Ubomosho, and I think I've counted like 9 on my fingers now. They all came out with 1 bedroom semi-detached bungalow going for 50,000 naira per month, payable continuously over a period of 84 months. And when you hit the 50% mark, then you'll be entitled to write to the company and then say, yes, I've hit the 50% mark, please, I need to take possession of my property, and arrangements will be made to hand over that property to you. Although you're not going to be 100% owner, but you can live in it, you can let it out to generate more money, so that the money it generates is going to then pay itself, pay off the balance. Or if you opt to live in it, then that means you'll be living in your house paying 50,000 naira per month. And anytime you have an extra, you can top it up, pay more, but you pay minimum of that 50. Then there was a 2-bedroom terrace, that was going for 475k per month. Then the 3-bedroom was going for 100. And this was introduced to the world market. Nigerians were contacted, Nigerians was made aware. We energized Nigerians living in the diaspora. Some were very skeptical, like 50,000 naira per month over 84 months. No, it's not going to happen. They can't. No, it's this, it's that, it's that. But the thing is, whenever a decision is needed, especially in this kind of area, you need to think quickly and act quickly. So if you say no, stick to your no. And if you say yes, jump in it. And I tell you, for those who tap, in fact, in the Lekki 1 and 2 and Lead Avenue in Mowe, most of the subscribers are from the diaspora. Believe it or not. All right? Believe it or not. That's how much of the diaspora interest came on board. Now, between the time of inception and a couple of months down the line, maybe 6 months thereabout, the prices changed. Now the 1-bedroom was knocked off then it will then streamline to 2 and 3 bedrooms. So the 2 bedrooms became 125K per month, and the 3 bedroom 175K per month, spread over the same 84, the same terms and condition. By the time that deal was a year old, then there came another increase. Then it moved from 125 to 200 and something, and I think the 3 bedroom to about 300 something. So if you then look at that in terms of a real estate business person, investor, if you had bought a 2 bedroom and still paying 75,000 naira per month, and another person came 6 months after and started paying 125 for a 2 bedroom and 175 for 3 bedroom, so that person who is still paying 75 to the new person who came in paying 125, then we'll be talking about 50,000 naira a month equity had been added to his or her property. Then do the same reduction with 100 and 175, 75,000 naira per month on a 3 bedroom equity over a period of 6 months. Then if you then use the same approach, you will see how much equity the person who came in first at 50 or 75, you understand, is making, all right, ahead of those people who came on the 3rd wave, paying about 225 or thereabout a month. Now, if you go along with Lekki Access, you will see massive real estate companies. You will see the plans for Alaro City. You will see the Lekki Express. This last couple of months that I was in Nigeria, I drove through that road, although I didn't get as far as to Ekpe. And I remember like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, before the COVID, when I was in Nigeria, I drove through that road and I regretted it because I got to a place this deep, and the front registration number of my car dropped off, and I didn't know until I got home. And I was advised to quickly go and report to the police, because if somebody saw it and they used it for something bad, they were knocking on my door, which I did, and I got another one. But if I compare that to 3 months ago, and I'm talking about December, when I went and I drove down from Lekki through to Lekki and a little bit further down, I didn't get as far as to Ekpe before turning back. The work that is going on that road is humongous. The sort of road constituents, it's gravel and cement, or rather cement, I don't know, this type that Dangote use when you go to Ibeshe, where the cement factory is in Eweko Roitori. Those are meant to last. And I think that will last for about 15 years or thereabout before they need to be put right again. I don't know, 15, 20, something like that. I read it just offhandedly somewhere. So when you look at the construction, the development that is happening along that axis. So for someone who has bought, who probably would have completed paying that 50,000 naira per month over 84 months, and the 2 and the 3, and don't forget also that you have this Ibeju Airport, International Airport, Lekki Airport, or whatever it's going to be called, when that is done, when that is completed. And in the surrounding area, you'll be having Alaro City. On the back of it, you'll be having Dangote Refinery. On the back of it, you'll be having Lekki Deep Sea Port. On the back of it, you have a lot of other industries there, including the Lekki trade-free zone. Now let all those things, just close your eyes, shut your eyes, and start thinking deeply. Dream if you want to. You bought a property at 4.2 million and you have all this surrounding developments. Alaro City is not going to be for the poor. It's going to be for those people who have the resources to buy. But you have your mini little bungalows there. There'll be different types of people coming into that geographical area to work, to do business, but they probably won't be able to afford the Alaro City, and they may not be able to afford the duplexes, but they'll be looking for something simple, easy, and cost effective for them. And that is where your 1, 2, 3 bedroom bungalows come in. Now, after explaining all this, I still heard some people tell me they still can't afford it. Then I told them, I can show you a formula, and that formula will work. But as in everything in life, you can't say, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, without you doing anything. There's a book I read, Kenneth Higgins, The Power of Positive Thinking. He says, if you throw your heart or your mind over a fence, then your whole body will follow it. That is a path to success. So I said to all those people who say they can't afford it, even at that price they can't afford it. But I say, have you ever thought about this? OPM. What's OPM? That's my acronym for other people's money. You are not stealing. You are not defrauding anybody. All you're doing is using the power of your net worth, right, to make these things happen. To make things like becoming a house owner possible. You see, because if you're in the real estate and you sold one property like this, and you make a commission of 3 million, 5 million, you probably will go and buy yourself a car. You probably will move into a bigger house. You probably will start buying designer clothes and everything. But if you live in a block of flats, right, and you are parking a Range Rover Evoque, Range Rover, whatever, classification they have, or you are parking a Porsche there, or you are parking a Mercedes 450 GLE right in front of it, and you are still a tenant, Lord, you're not serious. But if you sold the land, if you sold the land or you sold the property and you get your commission, don't spend everything. Like the Yorubas will say, don't use all your fingers to eat. Keep some aside. Buy yourself a piece of land. Every time you make a sale, keep at least 50% of it. Use it to do your foundation. Sell another house or piece of land. Start putting blocks on your foundation. Sell another thing. Do your I've forgotten what those people call it. This builders will call it. When you put the bricks on and then you put the sand, the gravel, everything, and then you kind of like you hit it with some element of force so that it becomes compacted before you then put the concrete on. The concrete is what is going to be the base of any house after the foundation is completed. Maybe if I remember as I go on, I will mention it. So you don't have to build a house in 1 week, in 6 months. You can build it in a year, you can build it, complete it in 2 years. As long as you've got the land and the land is yours and the title is right and nobody can give you any problem with the land, you can build it for as long as it takes you. But one thing becomes very certain: one day you are going to move away from being a tenant into your own property. Now, if you are not the one who's selling all the big properties and you just wanted to stick with this 50-75, unfortunately it's no longer that figure, but I'm just using the initial example I give to people that it's possible for them to own a house without paying for it, instead by using other people's money, the OPM. I told them my computation. I told them how to go about it. And not only that, I said to them I would prove the point to them that is possible. Some took me seriously and some took me as being a joker. All right, the solution to that is the power of. That will be another subject for another day. If you really want to hear that power of something, then you need to be watching Gmg Hangout. So for today, I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video, and please, if you got through to this video via Instagram, please like, share and follow. And if you want to find out more about the kind of products that are available to you, don't hesitate to just DM me directly. And if you're watching this from my YouTube channel, please like, share and place your comments and subscribe, so that the next video, as soon as I drop it, you will be notified and be the first person, all right, to watch it. And I find this one that I'm going to sign off with, the power of something. How the power of something can really make you become a homeowner by using the OPM system. So thank you very much. Today is Saturday. Yesterday was Friday. I know in Nigeria there's always that buzz around Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Right, Friday is gone. Another Friday is coming. Today is Saturday. Here is sunny outside, but don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. I know some people who just arrived recently and they saw the sun and everything. Wow, it's cool, it's cool. The moment they got out of the plane, they got out of the airport, man, the wind that hit them, the cold that hit them, then they knew Nigeria is a different place. United Kingdom is a different place. You are coming from Nigeria that is extremely very hot, As at the time he left, I'm sure they were all sweating. Then arriving in another country where it's blistering cold. That's the life now. That's life. Anyway, guys, so thank you very much for joining me. And this is Gmg Hangout, and my name is Tayo. Thanks, and see you on my next video show. God bless you. God bless Nigerians. God bless Nigeria.